Welcome to Greyhawk, to the lands of Pomarj. At this point we even don't know if we call this land Pomarj or Pomarj. I think I will just stick to what I think is correct, and I will read about it and get a little bit knowledge about. But let's stick to the lands of Pomarj. Our hero in this quest is a cleric named Delgor Brinhold, a simple man in the favor of the god St. Cuthbert. As you can see here, he's a first level cleric. Has a leather armor, 6 hit points, and a simple mace. Normally, his gods and priests favor clubs, but also some of them use maces as weapons. What I forgot last time is to correctly deduct the leather armor. That's worth 20 gold pieces from his starting gold pieces, so he should have now 6 gold pieces. But the most important stuff that he has is a letter to a bandit lord. And in this letter there's important information that he was informed about, of course, but the details are not known to him so exactly. But the lands of Pomarj are basically overrun by orcs and goblins, and the last humans gathered together in towns or small cities and try to resist the orcish invaders. And here's an important letter to one of these cities. And what we learned last time is that the city is called Emerald's Hill, somewhere at the coast, one of the last remaining resorts of human mankind. Last session he also met a friend named Shuldar, who fled from an orcish or goblin camp. And Delgor picked him up along the road, and the two banded together and decided to travel together to Emerald's Hill. So, let us see what perhaps could happen. Therefore, we perhaps consider an encounter roll. Really simple and not according directly to the rules, but let's say 1, 2, 3, nothing will happen. 4, 5, 6, perhaps something could happen. Okay. Seems so that perhaps something could happen. And now let's first start off with deciding what the weather is. So I am just really using the basic rules in BX Essentials. There's a weather table somewhere. Let me see where this table is. Okay, I will show you. The players, page 215. It's in the waterborne section, as you can see here, but I oftentimes use it as a general indicator how they could perhaps develop and start, depending on the weather. So I just roll 2d6. Let's see. This is a 10. So it said that a strong wind is somehow starting. So after one night, they somehow travel together in the early hours of the new day. Instead of a sun, they feel a strong breeze coming from the south, from the coast. And instead of a sun welcoming them, strong grey clouds cover the sky, and a strong wind and storm seems to come from the south in the backlands to the forests and hilly lands. They quickly tie their stuff together and continue their journey. Now, let's see what could happen. Encounter Wilderness, page 134 in the reference guide. As defined, hilly land, he came from a forest and traveled into some more hilly lands. Of course, sometimes a little forests are seen, but mainly hilly land. And I would say go with barren and hills. And I roll a d8. 5. Humanoids. Okay, let's see. And now, as you can see here, I rolled B, humanoids, and now I have to see on the subtable. And this is this page here. There you roll with a d20 and look here on this side. Okay, roll a d20. A 1. Bandits, of course. If there's a bandit lord city somewhere, perhaps there are some bandits. But let's decide the context, how this might occur. Therefore, I roll on this Mythic Game Emulator table, which I have now here reprinted in a simple text file, copy pasted from the original rule system. And let's see. First roll, 36. Second, 29. So, what words do we have here? Imitate. And 29. Imitate pain. Okay. The two continue their journey. to the south, travel on the road. Suddenly, they hear to the left from them, "Hey, you two, stand still, hands up!" And they see two cloaked figures in leather armor, cloaks, and it's raining currently, pointing with crossbows to them. "Don't move, stand still." The two fearfully raise their hands. A third man comes from the grass where the bandits are down below, a third bandit, and shakes them. "Who are you?" "Sorry, man. My name is Delgor. I'm a priest of the god son Cuthbert. And this is a gnomish fellow named Schuldar. I picked him up on the road. He fled from a orcish camp." Let me see. The one man walks around them both. And looks to them, inspects them somehow. It seems so as he searches for something. Somehow Schuldar becomes a little bit nervous. Also Delgor speaks. "Hey, we won't do no harm. We don't want to fight with you and make no problem. Please, let us go. There are gold which we can give you." And the man who walks around them just says, "Yes, of course, but do you have any marks?" "The marks of wolf?" Delgor looks confused. And he looks over to Shelder, and he sees that Shelder is somehow sweating and becoming really nervous. Suddenly, the man behind them, inspecting them, "Here's a mark, the gnome. The gnome is a mark." And suddenly, the gnome somehow weirdly twists and turns into a wolf form of gnome and wolf. And a fight arises. So, let's roll a d6 for the heroes, or the good guys, or we don't know, so basically just for the priest currently, a 5. And now let's roll for the bandits. And let's roll one again. What's not typically, but for the gnome. So, Delgor begins as he sees this weird and twisted and abnormal transformation from a gnome to a wolf beast. He instantly draws his mace and concentrates on his clerical power and divine power. So he makes him ready. The gnome. What was a gnome? The face of a small wolf. Jumps to 1, 2, 3 upon the bandit. 4, 5, 6 towards Delgor. The wolf beast jumps to Delgor and attacks him with his claws and tries to bite him. 7 is not enough. Delgor just turns aside and gets him out of the way, kicks him a little bit. Then the bandits are there. The bandit has a dagger and stabs towards the wolf beast and hits this creature. With a damage of 2. The other bandits now aim at this wolf beast and, ignoring the risk to hit someone else in melee. The first one, a 20. Double damage. 4. 6 damage in total. The second one. Second one misses. Now Delgor is at its turn. Takes his mace and aims at the wolf beast. And hits this insidious creature. 4 points of damage. Hits him at the shoulder, and some bones are cracked. And blood is splashed out of the side somewhere. Now the bandits. The bandit with the dagger in melee. Doesn't hit him. The other 2 are reloading this round. Let me see what the wolf beast does. Suddenly, the wolf beast decides to flee and starts to find a way through its opponents and makes a giant leap unnaturally, like 4 meters, and starts to flee. But everyone now gets a free attack. We start off with Delgor. No. The first bandit with the dagger. No. The other 2 now with a cocked crossbow. Shoot. The first one. Yes. 3 points of damage. 13 in total. The wolf beast shrieks Second shot. No. And the creature somehow starts to move on, continue to flee. The bandit with the dagger says, Stop. Stay together. The beast is fleeing. Delgor tries to breathe slowly. Tries to calm down what he just saw. He looks to the other men, looking as brigands, leather, brigand armor, cloaks. Come to him down. No harm from us, says the third one with the crossbow. It's a dangerous land you came here. We are soldiers from Emerald's Hill. What do you want here? I have an important letter for your lord. I'm a priest of the good god son Cuthbert. I come from the north. The brigand with the dagger says, All right, we'll pick you up. We'll bring you to Emerald's Hill. But you should know, this land has fallen into the hands of the orcs and goblins. And a strange curse has hit our land. What you have seen here is not only happening, it's happening everywhere. The land is cursed. People turning to wolves. No one has an explanation for this. But somehow, the orcs and goblins have something to do with it. They try to invade our cities and last resorts with this kind of disease. And the four people, the priest Delgor, and the three brigands continue their journey to Emerald's Hill. As they walk on, at some point, Delgor looks behind. Over the hilly land to the north, where just a day ago he met a gnome, and he thought that he could perhaps his friend somehow. And there we will see and stop for now what will happen in Emerald Hill. Thank you for watching.